Hi everyone, this is Jessie and Azalea. We are back at the Cohocton Public Library. Today we are making paper beads for our craft. So workshop Wednesday, we have paper strips and glue. You can use Elmer's glue. Today I'm using a diamond glaze, which is just a fancy, it's just glue. But it does leave like a nice glossy shine, so similar to your Mod Podge, but your Elmer's glue will work just fine. Today, my paper beads are out of comic books. So I've used our paper cutter to cut nice strips. These are about 1 centimeter apart, full page long. And then I also have some that are more of a long triangle shape. So they're pointier at one end. All right, just angle your cut so you get a short side and a wide side. Okay, so we have glue. I have a plastic lid. I like these because then my beads don't get stuck to the table. They'll just pop right off the plastic. And I also have a metal rod. This is just a metal dowel. You can use a piece of wire. You could use a pencil or a paintbrush handle as well. The reason I like the metal is because it, your glue stuff doesn't stick to it quite so bad. It seems to slide off easier, but anything will work. We're also going to take our beads right off and let them dry on the tray. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's see. So I have my comic strip and I'm going to just start to roll one end. Now you can roll around your dowel, or you can roll it by hand. I'm just getting it started so I know where to start my glue. So you see that little curl at the end? Now I'm going to take my glue and paint the top of the curl and a stripe right down the center of my paper strip. Okay, so across right here and then right down the center, because I'm going to keep rolling my bead. So we'll bring back our dowel. Okay, I'm just going to curl it around so that the glue meets. There you go. And it's not tight on the dowel, so you don't even really need it. It's just handy to get it started. Okay, so I've slid it off. You see the start of my bead. Make everything. So you have your center hole, and then everything after that is going to be nice and tight. I'm going to add a little bit more glue. Make sure everything has something sticky. And we're going to just roll that tube right down the strip of paper. And I hold both ends because it keeps it nice and tight. I'm able to pull down my strip and just roll them right down. These come out really cool. You can make them out of anything, any wrapping paper. They're really cool, maybe with your Easter grass or some of the bright colored packaging from our Easter stuff. It's a great way to recycle. Going all the way down, and this is going to make a nice short cylinder bead. You can make so many of them with just, one sheet of paper. So there we go. All the way to the end. Grab a little bit more glue. This glue is a little bit more liquidy than the Elmer's glue. So I like the tackiness of Elmer's glue, but I like the finish that this will have. It'll be nice and shiny. So I'm just going to coat the whole thing. Press my edge down. Make sure the whole thing is covered. Now you are going to get gluey, but that's okay. We can wash, right? And that, and spread it out around your bead even better with your fingers. All right. The trickiest part is that last little edge. So pay special extra attention to smooth it over. And then we have our bead, and I'm just going to set it right on my tray here to dry. And then that will pop right back off. Okay, so you can see our first little bead. And it is already a pretty nice and shiny. Yeah. Okay, so the next one I'm going to do, let's try one of these cool ones. So this will be the width of your bead, and then it will be fatter on the center because you have more paper right down the center. Okay, we're gonna start it the same way. This time I'm just gonna do it by hand. Let's see how much more difficult it is. You just kind of curl that first edge so that we have a tube or a straw kind of shape. You can see the light through it. It's a pretty big opening, and that is handy because you could use it on any kind of thread. So I've got my first loop all rolled. I'm gonna add the glue and curl up the rest of the paper. So I did my stripe right across the bottom of the curl, and then keep bringing your glue down the center of your paper all the way down. I'm doing this with a paintbrush. You could use your glue bottle. Just depends on your glue. And then we're just gonna roll it. And I'm making sure that the narrow part is right in the middle. I know you want to play with glue. I don't know if I want to deal with that, but here. Okay, you dab it on your paper. Well, that works too.
I'm on that.
No, we have our own glue. All right, so you can see it's a much wider bead, and I'm curling the paper right around the center. So it's thicker where you have more paper. No, it wants to get off center, so I'm squashing it back.
Get this blue.
And a little bit more glue. And we're gonna roll it all the way to the end. Just like that. Okay. Now, this time I did get a little squashed at the end, so I'm using my paintbrush to open up the hole a little bit better. And then I'm going to coat the whole thing in my diamond glaze. Your Elmer's glue will also make a nice coating on the bead because it will make it stronger to have that extra layer of glue. A little bit more waterproof, not 100% waterproof, especially since Elmer's is water soluble, but you get the idea. A nice coating of glue will make these stronger and look a lot better. Okay, so there is bead number 2, and that's with a wider strip. So it's a much wider bead. And I don't know if you can tell, it's a little bit thicker in the center. So more of a curve to our bead. Really neat. All right. So I hope you enjoy making beads today. All you need are paper strips and some glue. And if you tuned in earlier and saw our fish stocking video, I hope you enjoyed it. We will link the video from last year where you can actually see them putting in the fish. We missed it this year. They were ahead of schedule. So, so sorry about that, but thank you all for tuning in. It was a beautiful day to be down by our Cohocton River. So we'll see you later on, my friends. We will be back tomorrow at 10:30 for story time. Have a beautiful day and stop down at the library.